Afternoon baseball for you on a fine Sunday afternoon from Coors Field in Denver. Today it's the rubber match of this three-game series between the Miami Marlins and the Colorado Rockies. Stay tuned for Rockies baseball next. Chris Russin is on the mound for the Rockies in this one. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, this starting pitcher right here can strike some people out. It's not easy to average a strikeout per inning, but that's what he's been able to do so far. And if he brings a good assortment of pitches like he's brought all season long, we could see another game filled with quite a few strikeouts.
Settling in now, Leo Estrada, and we are ready for some daytime baseball. First pitch of the at-bat. Sends that one out of play for strike one. These Rockies guys, they do come in off a victory last time out, but they've really hit the skids here recently. Losers of 8 of their last 10 ball games.
Matty, we've seen some good baseball in the first 2 games that is set, and expect another close one here. Both of the first 2 games decided by 1 run.
You know, Dero, when you get in these series like this, when 1 run means so much, you like to be able to be the team to score first, but both these games have been very close, and it's going to boil down to who gets the big hits in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And a good pitch there as this is swung on and missed for the first out of the ball game. With that, a look at the batting order for the Marlins. Dan Plesac, who are you focused on?
Well, they could really use a turnaround from Cameron Maybin. He's really been struggling, hitting under 200 over the last 10 games. He doesn't usually go into these long droughts, but right now he's truly in one. Let's see if he can turn it around in this one.
So coming to the plate, Starlin Castro. And you see that average below the dreaded Mendoza line. He's ready. Here's the first offering. It's a strike. And just a Chamber of Commerce afternoon for baseball. 82 degrees here at first pitch. The windup and the 0-1. Grounded back up the middle. And that finds its way into center for a 1-out base hit.
I mean, that had to feel amazing right there. I know it's only a single, but when you're walking to the plate and you're not even hitting your weight, to see that batting average go up had to put a smile on his face.
Martin Prado now. Running is Castro. Pitch swung on and missed. The throw is not going to get him as he swipes second.
Well, he's certainly doing his best to get his team out to an early lead. Picks up the single and then decides that's not good enough, so he swipes second to get into scoring position. Now we'll see if the guys can pick him up.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Now that ball's hit well deep down the left field line, headed toward the foul pole, and it's a foul ball. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that sinker misses at the shoe tops. Ball 1. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Working the plate is Larry Bullard.
Hey, Dero, Larry Bullard, he's pretty much right down the middle. You see very few managers and players getting into very many confrontations with Larry.
Yeah, Larry lays in the weeds, Dan. Doesn't try and make it about him, and that's what the players love. He's got a pretty consistent strike zone, and he's approachable.
Line drive to left. But pretty much right at the left fielder as he takes it in for the second out.
Batting fourth, first baseman number 2, Tim Beckham.
Up next from Miami, Tim Beckham, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. First offering on its way. Bouncer up the middle. A dive, but he can't knock it down. It's through for a base hit. The run is in to score, and they take an early 1-0 lead.
You know what I like right there, Dan, is the batter's approach. Not trying to do too much, just taking it right back up the chute again, staying within himself, and just knowing that anything to the outfield gets him an RBI.
Now, that's a good piece of hitting. That's a great point, Dero. I think a lot of times hitters go up there trying to do a little...
Oh, and they've got him picked off. And the tag is on him to retire the side. Marlins get one here on a couple of hits. On now to the bottom of inning number 1. It's the Marlins 1 and the Rockies nothing. Dan Straley gets the ball for Miami in this one. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Wow, talk about a number that jumps out at you. This guy's whip, which is walks to hits to innings pitched, is less than 1 coming into this start. That's not an easy thing to do. That tells me one thing. Not only is his stuff good, but he wipes people out quick. This is a real good pitcher.
Now in the box, DJ LeMahieu. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And that one just missed outside. These Marlins, as they take the field this afternoon, they come in trying to rebound after a loss that snapped a modest 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, Matty, this is the big one right here. They've split the first 2 games of this series. You want to steal one right here and be feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, Dero, I think one of the things you want to do, you get to the 3rd game, you'd like to win this series and finish it off by winning game 3. It's always nice to win a series, whether it's at home or on the road. So this is a big one for this ball club.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. And the changeup is way low that time.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And a neck-high fastball that time.
He's only 4 pitches in, but he doesn't look too sharp to start the day off.
The 3-1. And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. A swing and a miss on a ball way out of the zone, and there's one away. Time now from Coors Field to take a look at the Rockies starting lineup. Dan, who do we keep an eye on?
Well, as this game moves along, keep an eye on Gerardo Parra. He's having a solid year. With runners in scoring position, he's hitting over 300. That's not outstanding or anything, but he's consistent, and that's what I love watching about this guy. His game is so consistent.
In is Gerardo Parra to show you what he did in May versus what he's done so far at the plate in June. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner.
Hey, I love that pitch right there, and that's where he's going to have to work. He's going to have to work down in the zone. This is a hitter's park. We all know the ball flies, and if he's going to keep the ball in the yard, he's got to execute down to the hollow of the knee.
Looped over toward first, but this will be taken easily at first, and there are 2 gone.
Batting third, center fielder, Charlie Blackmon.
Here's Charlie Blackmon now. The average just a few ticks shy of 300 for the season, so perhaps a hit or 2 in this one could put him up over the top. First pitch on its way. Line down the left field line, but this is foul near the seats.
When that thing goes whistling into the stands, you hope someone brought their glove and is able to get leather on it.
Bounce towards the second baseman. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Colorado. They trail this one 1-0. Into the box, Richie Mota. He did his part yesterday afternoon as he cashed in with 3 hits in the losing effort. First pitch on its way. skied into very shallow right. Gonzalez is there. 1 out.
All right, guys, so here's how the Colorado Rockies set up defensively. In the outfield, Gerardo Parra, former Gold Glover, takes amazing routes to the baseball, big-time arm, a pitcher's best friend.
At the plate, Cameron Maybin. He was 1 for 4 with a 2-bagger in yesterday's game. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Good changeup there to start him, but it drops a little low for ball 1. A knee-high sinker, tough pitch, strike 1. To short, hit hard. Story picks it up. Throw on to first takes care of Maybin, and there are 2 away.
Batting 7, the left fielder, number 32.
Set to get his day started, Derek Dietrich. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry. First pitch of the at-bat. Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. That's wide, 2-0. Now the 2-0 is taken, strike 1.
Love the pitch call there. 2-0. You know the guy's geared up for a fastball, and you drop a changeup in the zone. That's going to be a tough pitch to handle.
Now the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and that's strike 2. 2 out, nobody on. Chopped weakly to the left. Story scoops it up, and the throw just does beat him at the bag, so the side is retired. Miami down in order. He played an inning and a half. It's 1-0. Here's Nolan Arenado looking to stay hot. He's been a real threat at the plate the last week or so.
Nolan Arenado.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Looking at a tough pitch called to strike. The windup and the 0-1. Very weakly on the ground, but it gets foul. A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2. The 1-2 is taken for ball 2. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Wow, from 0-2 to 3-2, and that last pitch on 2-2 wasn't even close. He had this guy in the ropes, but now he let him right back into this at bat.
Now the payoff pitch home. And he takes ball 4. Leadoff man's aboard here to begin the home half of the second.
That's an excellent at bat right there. Fell behind early 1-2. Didn't panic or start chasing pitches out of the zone. He's able to lay off 3 pitches in a row, and he's standing on first with no outs. That's a great job.
Striding in for the Rockies, Carlos Gonzalez. He had a homer in the ballgame yesterday afternoon. First pitch coming. Here it is. A changeup over the inside corner. Weak chopper to the left side. Throw not in time to get him, and how about that? An unlikely infield single.
You know, T-Row, as a pitcher, that can be so frustrating. You're taught to try to go out there and make quality pitches, and that was a really good pitch. And I would be willing to bet you he's surprised that that turned into an infield single.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's smiling. That hitter's smiling, running down first base, knowing he's got an infield single right there. He has no business. He'll line out probably 15 times, but it won't even out. Take him when you can get him.
Here's the first pitch to him. Sliders in for a strike. Ready with the 0-1. And a curveball that started low and broke lower. Ball one. Now the 1-1 pitch is a fastball that misses.
Well, I know the last thing he wants to do is load the bases right here, so the pressure is on right now to get back in the strike zone.
The 2-1. Taken, strike two. Arenado over at second. Gonzalez on at first with nobody out. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first down.
Check out the Miami Marlins on defense. You want to talk about shutting a running game down? The guy behind the dish has an absolute cannon. I mean, you will not see guys get but two-step lead off first base today.
In now for Colorado, Ryan McMahon, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. Runners are at first and second with one away. 1-1 to the Rockies' first baseman. Now the 1-1 pitch. High in the air out to center field. Brinson is there now, and he has it. Two gone. Here's the catcher now, Chris Iannetta. Batter pitcher numbers against Dan Straley. He's just 2 for 12. He also has one home run. He's set. Here it comes. Knee-high slider that he takes a look at. Trying to hang a zero. Here's the pitch. And that misses. 1-1. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
Well, we all know he's not the greatest threat with the bat up there. His numbers certainly aren't that pretty. But, hey, I give him credit. He's really working the count right here.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Drilled to the left side. And that's through into left, a base hit. The throw home. And he will be tagged out at the plate. So it remains a one-run deficit here as the side is retired. Gotta love the natural beauty of Denver's surrounding areas, and we thank you for joining us for Matinee Baseball on the show today. Now at the plate, Lewis Brinson. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest. First pitch of the at-bat. Popped him up. McMahon will pull this one in over near the first base dugout for out number 1.
Batting ninth, pitcher, Dan Straley.
Coming to the plate now, the pitcher for the Marlins, Dan Straley, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Here comes the first pitch. Right over the middle, knee high. Windup and the 0-2 pitch. 0-2 pitch is a sinker that misses, but he's still in command. 1-2. One out, nobody on. Now a swing and a miss here as he's down on strikes, so it's 2 up, 2 down to begin the third.
Now batting, shortstop.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Leo Estrada. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And there's a sinker that he just spits on as it misses low.
Kind of a surprise not to see a fastball on the first pitch there. The guy's probably taking at least one pitch to give his pitcher a chance to sit down after he already made the second out.
Wouldn't bite on a good sinker that time that missed.
Remember, he was a strikeout victim last time up, but this at bat seems to be a totally different direction. He's showing good patience now, and he's got a real good count at 2-0.
A little bouncer, but it's foul. Strike 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Three and 1 to the Marlins middle infielder.
This is a good at bat so far here with 2 away. If you're going to go down 1, 2, 3, at least make the guy work for it. He's doing that, and he's even gotten himself into a good hitter's count now.
And that one's taken outside for a ball. He walked him. So no 1, 2, 3 inning here. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
Man, you hate to give up a 2-out walk to anybody, but especially to a speed demon like him. Good chance he's running here, and good luck trying to stop him.
Ready for another chance, Starlin Castro, and we'll see if they can make him pay for the 2-out walk. Always considered a big no-no, of course. First pitch coming. Here it is, and this ball's pretty well struck high and deep to left field, and foul, though it had the home run distance.
No doubt this is a steal situation right here. 2 outs and the leadoff hitter on first. This is the time you roll the dice and hope he gets in the scoring position where he can get a hit to bring him home.
And a dive, but he's back in there. Estrada is off at first with 2 away. And another snap throw to the bag, keeping particularly close tabs on him. And yet another throw over, and he'll dive back in safely. And another snap throw to the bag, back in standing. A runner on first with 2 away. And again he'll snap one over to first, and he's back standing. And a good job to lay off the fastball there close, but it's 1-1. He broke out the slide step there, Danny.
Yeah, he's clearly thinking about the steal right here. Didn't happen, but the cat-mouse game continues on.
Fastball stays way up that time for ball 2. Now the 2-1 pitch. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2.
Hey, that was a nasty pitch right there. It's the depth of a sinker. Sometimes it's a matter of whether or not it's moving east-west, but that one right there had such good downward action. Great pitch.
In there, a base hit. So now they'll have runners on the corners with 2 away.
Up next for the Marlins, third baseman, Martin Prado.
Riding in once again, Martin Prado. 2 on, 2 out for him here in the third. First offering on its way. Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right.
I know it's a guessing game, but usually when you flip that coin, it better come up fastball at this level. He cannot be late right there. That was right in the wheelhouse.
Hit down the third base line. Throw on to first will be in time, and the Marlins can't cash in here, and that ends the inning. Marlins strand a pair, but they're on top 1-0. Leading off the inning, Chris Russell, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Chris Russell.
First pitch on its way. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike.
There's a called strike on a fastball up in the zone. We're seeing more of that from pitchers nowadays. With the launch angles, guys are looking for the ball down in the zone. If a pitcher can pitch up in the zone like that pitch right there, you can go ahead and make some hay.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. Hit out towards second. Throw won't be in time as he reaches it first.
You know, D-Row, it's not very often that pitchers are able to get some base hits. Even though that's an infield knock, he'll take that every day of the week.
Are you kidding me? From a defensive standpoint, this is rock bottom. I mean, the pitcher is beating out infield singles. What else is next?
Here's the first pitch to him. And boy, a high strike called there. That's not all that consistent, but it's strike 1. From the stretch. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball out toward right field. Maben is there. 1 out. Digging in to try it again. Gerardo Parra 0 for 1 here in the early going. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. This is hit down the right field line, but it's going to get out of play for strike 1. Comes set, and the 0-1. Hops this one up. Prado has a play, and he makes the catch for the second out.
The center fielder, number 19.
Here's Charlie Blackmon now. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Snuck that high hard one by him without a swing, but that's a pitch and location he can do a lot of damage with. Got to be careful doing that.
Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike. Russin, the runner at first with 2 gone.
Hey, I don't mind you throwing a fastball in this situation, but I think if we're being honest with ourselves, that one caught a little bit too much of the plate.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Pulled the string on him that time, and the inning is over. Rockies strand 1. They're down 1-0. So here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Tim Beckham. He'll try to get it going here to begin the 4th.
Tim Beckham.
First pitch on its way. Good changeup that time, but he wouldn't bite on it. The 1-0. Doesn't catch the outside corner. It's a ball.
Not the ideal spot to be right here. 2-0 count on a real good hitter. Boy, you're going to have to make some really good pitches now.
Oh, tried to hold back as this is hit back toward the mound. Throw to first in time. 1 gone here in the 4th.
Now batting.
Time now for the Rockies Road to the Show report as we get a look at 2 players making some noise in the upper minors. Ready now, Richie Mota. He flew out in his last at-bat. Here's the first pitch to him. Missed with a breaking ball.
Wow, that was a decent breaking ball right there, but that's just a pitch that's a little easier to lay off of when you're opposite-handed, opposite bat. You could see the sweep of the ball coming right into you. That was a great take.
2-0 now.
Well, here's a guy we know is swinging it pretty well at the plate lately, and based on those last 2 pitches, I think I know why. He's doing a great job of putting himself in counts where he's likely to be successful.
Grounded to short. Story brings it in. Throw on to first. 2 gone.
Now batting. Right fielder. Cameron Maybin.
Here's Cameron Maybin now. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. First delivery to him on the way. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1. Both clubs with 3 hits in the ballgame. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. This is popped up, and no one will get this one. Two and 2 now with 2 away and the base is empty. Here's the pitch on 2-2. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. And indeed it will. He throws him out at first, and the side is retired. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. On now to the bottom half of inning number 4. It's the Marlins 1 and the Rockies nothing. Here's Nolan Arenado, set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
Third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
Here comes the first pitch. Here we go. Skied into straightaway right. Maybin is there. 1 away.
Now batting, right fielder, Carlos Gonzalez.
So 1 away here with the bases empty, and standing in the right fielder Carlos Gonzalez. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Leaves a slider up high, but it's taken for a strike. Gonzalez, commonly known as Cargo, his contract is set to expire at the end of this season, so he may end up hitting the market this winter.
You know, Matty, I know he's in the final year of his contract, but he's playing to expectations, to be honest with you. I know he wants to turn it up a little bit, though, as he approaches the end of the season and make that salary push as he heads towards free agency again.
Another 0-2. Breaks his bat as this one's popped up, and he'll find a way to dodge the shrapnel out there to make the play for out number 2. And that brings in the power-hitting shortstop Trevor Story. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. First pitch coming. Here it is. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball 1. No runs, 3 hits, no errors in the ballgame for the Rockies thus far. Popped him up. Beckham in foul ground. And nope, this one falls, so he'll get another shot. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Fastball taken inside for a ball. 2-1 now. Now the 2-1 pitch is laid off of for ball number 3.
Right there is a temptation pitch. Power hitters like this are looking for pitches that they can drive. So that may have been one where he was trying to get him to chase up above the zone a little bit.
The 3-1. High and deep to left center field. Dietrich ranging back at the track, the wall, into the bleachers, and gone. A solo home run here off the bat of Trevor Story, and even 20 home runs for him now thus far, as the Rockies pull even now with 1 apiece.
Two home runs in 3 days. I'd say he's seeing the ball pretty well right now. I think it's time to start pitching around this guy.
Here's Ryan McMahon now. As he swings and lifts it in the air out to left field. Dietrich moves over, and that's the 3rd out. But the Rockies are able to knot things up thanks to this solo home run. We played 4, all tied at 1-1.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Rockies, number 29, Ryan Shaw.
Digging in to try it again, Derek Dietrich. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And there's one he'd like to have over again. Missed high with the slider.
Let's go, Rockies!
Into right field. That's a base hit.
Hey, guys, he was obviously trying to bury that slider down and in. Nice execution by the batter right there, keeping his hands inside and fighting it off for a nice base hit.
And that'll bring in the multi-dimensional Lewis Brinson, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. 0 for 1 after a pop out in foul territory his first time through.
Get it going, Rocky!
And boy, was he ever fooled on that pitch. It's 0-2 now.
Have to find a way to take a deep breath right here and regroup. I know the umpire missed one, but you can't allow the next couple of pitches to be dictated by one bad call. Find a way.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. tried to get him to chase the cutter there. A ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and if you get a guy flailing at a pitch like that, heck, you're going to go out there and throw that same pitch till he proves he can lay off of it.
The 1-2. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Dietrich rounds the corner and is headed home. In to score is the runner from first. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
Well, this is a lesson for all those pitchers out there. When you allow the leadoff man on base, it always comes back to haunt you. With no outs, I thought they might hold the runner at third, but they send him anyway, and the run scores.
Standing in now, Dan Straley, and he pops up the bunt attempt. And he will not have a play behind him. It's an infield single.
Now batting, shortstop, Leo Estrada.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Leo Estrada, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
One of the things this guy would like to do from the left side is swing it a little bit better against right-handed pitching. This guy has decent numbers, but not great numbers against right-handed pitchers.
Ball 1.
Well, you know, giving up 3 straight hits is bad enough, but now it looks like he's starting to nibble a little bit. It's hard not to when you're getting hit, but you don't want to put yourself at bad counts.
Hit hard to third. And that's through into left, a base hit. Throw comes in quickly here, and that'll prevent the runner at third from testing things here.
Hey, nice effort by the third baseman right there to slide and try and knock that down. That ball was hit too good in the perfect spot.
Here's Starlin Castro, as he will take a look at a fastball in there as that strike zone expands just a little. It's 0-1. His numbers against Brian Shaw, he's 1 for 4. The 0-1. Missed with a slider. Two and 1.
Well, when the pressure starts to intensify, it often feels like the strike zone gets harder and harder to hit. This is a big spot here.
Set to deliver on 2-1. This one's blooped out toward right center field. Gonzalez coming on. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out. Martin Prado now, a line out and a ground ball for an out on his line so far. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. Push softly over toward the right side. And that's in there. Base hit. And the runner from third crosses the plate.
Not every ball's going to be hit on the screws right there. That one falls in front of the right fielder for a single. Found some green grass.
In now, Tim Beckham. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. The 1-0 home is looked at for the first strike. The 1-1 is off the plate, up and away.
Boy, this has been a different guy in the 5th inning. First 4 innings on cruise control. 5th inning, nothing seems to be able to work. He needs to find that focus back.
And he misses again, ball 3. Straley on third, Estrada on second, Prado at first, 1 gone. Now a shot sent off to the right side, but foul. Payoff pitch one more time. Hit out towards second. Stopped on the slide by LeMahieu. Step on the bag for 1. Not in time. Riding in once again, Richie Mota. 3 across so far in the inning, and another 2 out there on base.
Yeah, Matt, and this inning's really starting to get away from them on the defensive side of the ball. Stranding the rest of those guys out here feels absolutely essential for them at this point.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he's in front of a tight little slider that time. Swing and a liner. And this gets on him quickly here and deflects off him. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run from third is in to score.
Hey, that's nice execution right there. Swung through the first slider, got it again, stayed tall, kept his hands back, didn't try and do too much, and delivered a nice base hit.
Here's Cameron Maybin now, and we'll see what he can do here with a pair of runners on base and 2 gone here in the 5th. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner. Thought he had the inside corner that time, but it missed for ball 1.
Well, this inning pretty much has been one to forget for him, but he's still out there, and it's only going to get worse if he dwells on it and lets the frustration take over. Easier said than done, though.
And it's fouled away. The 1-2. Dribbled to the right side. That goes foul, so he stays alive with 2 strikes. He'll try again, 1-2. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
2 strikes.
And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. 9 men come to the plate, 4 score. Home half of the 5th coming up. The Marlins on top, 5-1. Here's the catcher now, Chris Iannetta.
This one doesn't look good so far. Down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going. And the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Inside with the fastball. It's 1-0. Now the 1-0. Good swing, just got to try and straighten that one out. The 1-1. Makes him swing and miss on a ball out of the zone for strike 2.
I'm no hitting expert, but you can't take a swing that's a whole lot more uglier than that one.
And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
You can bet they'd love ball 4 here. That gives the pitcher on deck an obvious bunt situation to move the runner into scoring position.
Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Rounded down the third baseline, but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. Popped up. Under it is Beckham as he takes it in smoothly for route number 1.
Now batting,
David Dahl will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with 1 gone in the inning. In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0. The average sitting at 292 here to start play. 4 home runs and 8 runs batted in. The 1-0 home. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Ranging back is Maben at the track. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
now batting.
Here's the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. 0 for 2 here to start the afternoon. First offering on its way. Takes a high fastball for a strike.
Well, he's done a great job on the hill throughout this game, and it's something to be proud of anytime you can pitch a good game in this ballpark, especially when it's not your home ballpark.
A ball and a strike to Colorado's leadoff batter. Now the 1-1 pitch. Towards second. And this will be put away easily for the out. 1, 2, 3 go the Rockies. They're down here 5-1. Carlos Estevez takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Number 54, Carlos Estevez.
Digging in and looking for more, Derek Dietrich. He'll start things out now in the top half of the 6th.
Derek Dietrich.
First delivery to him on the way. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike. Now the 0-1. And a fastball just misses. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Curveball got him swinging for the first out. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
And that'll bring in the multi-dimensional Lewis Brinson as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. A hit and 2 tries for him so far. 2 balls, no strikes to the Miami center fielder. Estevez has a good reputation for preventing the long ball. One swing can change the complexion of the ball game when you're coming in late, but he rarely lets that happen. Part of what makes him as effective as he is. Now the 2-0 is laid off, but in there for strike 1. Action now in that Colorado pen as a southpaw has stood up to throw out there. The 2-1 is in there for strike number 2.
Well, he snapped that breaking ball off really nice. He'll do well to keep putting it there.
And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2.
It's a fine line from working down in the zone on 2-2 and bouncing one in there that basically stands no chance at getting swung at. Right there, he basically spiked that one right into the dirt, and now he has to find the zone on a 3-2 pitch.
And that gets him on the mound. Thankfully, he's able to recover, and he gets the second out at first. And this has to be a big concern here. This ball came back and got him right in the pitching arm, and that is something you just never want to see. You can see him trying to work this one off, and from all appearances, I think they're going to let him continue, so that at least is a good sign. Digging in once again, Dan Straley. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. First pitch coming. Here it is. And a neck-high fastball that time. The breaking ball that time in for a strike. Fastball that he's way out in front of. A swing and a miss.
Batter's going to have to find a way to regroup right there. That caught too much of the plate. He knew it. He missed it. He might not get another opportunity to put the ball in play.
And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. Here now the 2-2. And this is lifted high in the air down the right field line. Gonzalez is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. They lead this one though 5-1. In is Gerardo Parra. He'll start the inning, and we're back to the top of the order, but they haven't looked too dangerous in this one yet, right guys?
Well, none of them have any hits yet, so you're right on the money. They've done a great job of holding these guys down so far.
Another opportunity for him here, so we'll see if anything changes. First pitch on its way. There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner. Nearly a big fly to start the inning. Instead, a foul ball. And a fastball just below the knees, ball 1. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. And he'll come back with one in the dirt as the count moves to 2-1 now.
Make it count.
Hit down the line at first. Beckham takes it in, and he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted.
The center fielder, number 19, Charlie Blackmon.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Charlie Blackmon. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. ball one.
That ball went out.
He's pitching well. We're working into the middle innings right now, but this is when he's really going to have to bear down. When you start going through that lineup the second and third time, you've kind of emptied the bucket out already. So he's going to have to continue to buckle down and make good pitches.
And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now.
Now with the 2-0 count and the power at the plate, it could be fireworks time. This is the kind of count he makes his money in.
The 2-0 on the way. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Ranging back is Maben. Still ranging back. Gone into the home bullpen for a home run. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. Number 18 for him on the campaign, and it's now a 5-2 game.
I can tell you one thing. You might get away with throwing a ball in that location in the minor leagues, but when you get one up like that in the zone right over the plate against these guys, you're going to get exactly what he got. A really bad result.
Here's Nolan Arenado. Comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. First delivery to him on the way. A fastball down near the shoe tops. 2 runs, 5 hits. No errors in the ballgame for the Rockies thus far. Hit hard on the ground to third. Prado's up with it. And that's the second out.
The right fielder, number 5, Carlos.
Ready for another chance. Carlos Gonzalez. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. First offering on its way. Lifted in the air out to center field. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. But the Rocks draw a bit closer thanks to the solo home run. Top of the order due up to start the 7th. It's now 5-2. Welcome back to Coors Field here in Denver. It's on to the 7th inning with the Marlins on top, and it's a good time to check out our game summary through the first 6 innings of play.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Rockies, number 60, Zach Rosta.
Leo Estrada will be the first one to greet him, as he'll have to turn around and bat from the right side of the plate here.
Leo Estrada.
He's set, and the pitch. Up around the face. The 1-0 home. Flips the zone low and outside for a strike.
Good pitch right there from the reliever. Tough for hitters to do much with pitches in that location unless they're looking for it.
The 1-1 home. Hit out towards second. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
Up next for the Marlins, second baseman, Starlin.
Ready for another shot now. Starlin Castro is looking for hit number 3 here in this at-bat. Here comes the first pitch. Lays off 1-0.
Hey.
1-1 the count now. Now a swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2.
If I'm the guy in the batter's box right here, I have to take a step out, adjust my batting gloves, take the pull side out of it, because that was 3 fastballs in a row.
5-2 our score as we play inning number 7. Now a little pop-up off toward the first base side, and he'll put this away for the second out.
Up next for the Marlins, third baseman
Martin Prado now. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hits this one hard the other way, and he whiffs on it as this ball's right under his glove.
Hey, they weren't going to keep this guy down for long. That's the ebbs and flows of the baseball season. Bottom line is this guy has bat-to-ball skills. You knew he was going to get hot eventually.
Into the box, Tim Beckham. He'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. A 1 pitch on its way, and a whiff at a good slider that time.
So back-to-back sliders for strikes. Does he come back with yet another? There's another slider. That's back-to-back.
Got him looking, and that'll do it. The inning is over. 1 left for Miami. They're still out in front, 5-2. Andy Barnhart gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Andy Barnhart.
And that brings in the power-hitting shortstop Trevor Story. Comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier.
The last at-bat, Matty B, we heard this guy's a good fastball hitter. He got a fastball and didn't miss it. We'll see if they pitch him a little bit differently this time and mix in some off-speed pitches.
There's a drive out toward the alley in right center. He takes the turn and heads for second. And he will make it there as the Rockies are in business right away. It's a leadoff double.
Well, he was definitely struggling coming into this one, but I think we could say that cold streak is officially over. That's his 2nd hit of the game, and it goes for extra bases. We'll see now if this game proves to be a huge turning point for him.
Here's Ryan McMahon now as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Here's the 0-1. Now a fastball runs inside and drills him. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Well, the good news is this guy can really dial it up and let it fly. The bad news is sometimes he overthrows it and has absolutely no idea where it's going. He's in a little bit of a trouble, so we'll see if he can work his way out of this.
Into the box now, Chris Iannetta. He'll chase one up around the letters here for strike 1. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. The 0-1 pitch. And there's one well above the zone for a ball. Story at second. McMahon at first with no outs. Strike 2 at a pitch that catches the outside corner. Ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. And another foul ball. First and second here with nobody out. 2-2 to the Colorado catcher. The 2-2. Swing and a little tapper. That winds up foul. And he'll finally just wear him down as this one swung on and missed for the first out.
Well, we'll see a lot of these power arms coming out of the bullpen in these days, but it doesn't make it any less impressive to me. I love watching guys come in and blow smoke right by guys.
Raimel Tapia will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 15, Raimel Tapia.
No balls and a strike to count. Popped up. Just foul. Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2. From the belt, the pitch. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Dietrich is there. Makes the play, and there are two gone now. So the Rockies lineup turns over, and to the plate, DJ LeMahieu. And Dan, this could be a real make-or-break situation at this point in the game.
Yeah, man, at least scoring one run in this inning is so important for them to possibly get back into this thing. Baseball doesn't have a clock, but you only have 27 outs to work with. They're running out of those pretty quick.
Trying to hang a zero. Here's the pitch. And a fastball's off the plate away. It's ball one. From the belt, the pitch. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Got to find a way to execute either a good fastball down and away or flip something off speed for a strike. You cannot miss over the harder plate in these situations. The hitter is on high alert.
2-0 count. The pitch too high, and it's 3-0.
Well, 2 on, 2 outs, and he's got himself in a great hitter's count. Just has to be careful not to get too aggressive. A walk would be good here too.
Taking all the way, and that's what you call a plausible strike there. It's 3-1 now. Two men are on with 2 men out. Hit on the ground out to short. Fielded cleanly, and the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. 2 left for Colorado. They trail 5-2. Mike Dunn has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 38, Mike Dunn.
Up next from Miami, Richie Mota. He'll have the first crack at it here as we start inning number 8.
Richie Mota.
Here's the first pitch to him. And a fastball just a bit high. Bouncer down the line. Wills foul for strike one. Even at a ball and a strike, here's the pitch. And that slider's almost in the dirt.
There's a good slider down and in at that back foot. That's a tough pitch to lay off as a hitter, and a great pitch as a pitcher. That's one of those, how could he not swing at that one? A good take there on that pitch.
The 2-1 is taken for strike two.
Strike him out.
They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out. That was a nasty looking slider that time.
Yeah, that was really well executed, Matt. A classic strikeout pitch. You think it's fastball middle in, then it starts bearing in on your back leg, and unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
Stepping in now, Cameron Maven. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point.
Come on now, let's get a K right here.
And here's a curveball in the dirt that time for a ball. 1-1. And now a left-hander will start to get ready in the bullpen. We're in the 8th inning now of a 5-2 ball game. And that's taken for a called strike two. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. He strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
Ready now for the Marlins, Derek Dietrich. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. He's ready. Here's the first offering. A fastball that just misses inside. 2 out, nobody on. That's wide, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Popped him up. Arenado is under it. And that ends the inning. Miami down in order, and it remains 5-2. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here.
Your attention, please. These changes for Miami. Now pitching and batting in the 7th spot, number 71.
Leading off the inning, Gerardo Parra, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast? They could certainly use that right now.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And that one stayed up a little high.
Let's go. Wait for the pitch.
Now Parra awaits the 1-0 pitch. And a cut fastball, but this bounces near the plate for a ball. Steckenrider, a right-hander going 6'5". He was an 8th round selection during the first-year player draft of 2012.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
3-0 to him now. 3-1 to the Rockies left fielder. And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
When you get yourself to a 3-1 count and you get a fastball, those are the ones you really want to punish. Couldn't get the bat on it, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt him.
Here's the 3-2. Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning.
It looked like this at bat had the makings of a leadoff walk when it started 3-0. So that's a good job not to give in and battle back to earn the strikeout. That's not always easy to do.
Here's Charlie Blackmon now, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1.
Hey, let's not sugarcoat this. This is a huge half inning right here. They have to find a way to score a few runs. They do not want to face the closer, needing 3 runs in the 9th. That means game over.
Oh, and this at-bat is quickly moving from bad to worse. It's 0-2 now.
Usually you see chases outside the zone on off-speed stuff like sliders, breaking balls, and changeups. But to chase a fastball that far outside the zone tells me this hitter's not seeing it well at all.
Shooting for that low inside corner, but he missed with it. 1-2.
Interesting sequence of pitches right there. A real ugly swing on a ball away, and it looks like the batter has a much better idea of what he's looking for after that second pitch.
And a slider just about gets away from him there as it runs in a bit too close for comfort. The 2-2. Smoked on the ground left side. And a base hit into left field, so they've got themselves a 1-out base runner.
Man, I thought this at-bat was over. Down 0-2. He's able to work himself back into a hitter's count. 2-2. He's able to find the knockout.
In now for Colorado, Nolan Arenado. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. From the stretch. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. Blackmon, base runner at first with 1 out. Working for the punch out and the offering. Fouled away. Ready with another 0-2. And a swing and a miss as they got him with the slider there. 2 away.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just starts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
Here's Carlos Gonzalez. He'll swing and lift a ball foul off to the left and out of play. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. The 0-1 delivery. And he fouls this one off.
Might have been cheating for another fastball, trying to get the head to that one early. Pitcher pulled the string with a nasty breaking ball and had him a little bit out in front.
Soft liner to the right side, and that'll get down for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Dan, if they're going to crack through, this has got to be the opportunity they've been looking for right here. They've had a ton of hits, a ton of people on base, but no one has been able to come up with that big knock.
Well, you know what, Hero? This pitch has kind of worked around trouble the entire time so far. Another inning brewing right here. Let's see if they can't get a big hit here right here and bust through in this one.
Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Leaves a slider right over the middle. Now the 0-1. Tough slider down low for a strike.
That's back-to-back pitches taken for strikes. Puts himself in a bad spot. 0-2. Let's see if he can battle back in this AB.
Waved at and missed for the third out. Not much of a chance at hitting that one, and the inning is over. 2 left for Colorado, and the deficit remains 5-2. Jake McGee enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Ready once again, Lewis Brinson will be charged with trying to get on board leading off the 9th. Here's the first pitch to him. He goes the other way as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. Gonzalez is there. One quick out to start inning number 9. So coming to the plate, number 12 will take his first hacks here. He's set. Here it comes. Takes a fastball on the inside corner. Now a right-hander has started to get loose in the Colorado bullpen. Hit on the ground out to short. Throw just in time, and oh, that was awfully close.
Up next for the Marlins, shortstop, Leo.
Back to the top of the Miami lineup now, and stepping in, Leo Estrada. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Right over the middle, knee high. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike.
Don't just assume as a hitter right here he won't triple up. He's got you down 0-2, and he might really want to get inside your head if he throws the same pitch again.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he struck him out. So a good pitch there, and now they're going to need to string some hits together in this last at-bat if they want to get back in this thing. Nothing across here this half. Nothing further in the Miami 9th. On to the bottom half. One last shot for Colorado. They're down here 5-2. Kyle Berklaw is the man called on to close this one and earn a save in the 9th.
Kyle Berklaw.
Striding in for the Rockies, Ryan McMahon 0 for 2 for him to this point.
Hey, not impossible, but highly improbable. Even when you're at home to score 3 runs off a closer like this guy, they've got the work cut out for him.
Takes a knee-high fastball.
Objective number 1 right here is finding a way to get on base. So I'm not surprised to see him taking on the first pitch there.
Oh, 0-1, here it comes. And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
Come on, base hit now.
2 quick strikes, and now the 0-2. And they'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2. Berklaw, or Bear for short. He was selected in the 7th round during the first-year player draft of 2012.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big.
High in the air and deep to straightaway left. And that's off the left field wall. And he'll pull into second here with nobody out. So he waited till the 9th inning, but he comes through here to extend the hit streak. That was close.
Yeah, Matty B, you see that wry smile of him coming out of the box right there. He knew what was on the line. He'd be lying if he did it.
There's a lot of pressure on you because you're walking into that batter's box thinking, I have a nice streak going, and this is more than likely going to be my last AB. He comes through in the clutch.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Slider's in for a strike. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Fastball down near the shoe tops.
You know, in this situation, you almost have to pitch like there's no one on base. That run really doesn't mean anything with the lead they've got. The hitter is the guy that can turn this game on its head.
The 1-1 home. Is a fastball looked at for a strike. McMahon stands at second with no outs. Now a changeup locks him up as he looks at strike 3 called. 1 away.
He's not going to feel good about that at bat, nor should he. You have to want to swing the bat, but he just stood there and looked at 4 straight pitches. Hopefully, we'll see him get a little bit more aggressive next time.
Tony Walters will get a chance with a runner in scoring position here as he'll pinch hit now with 1 away. And he's got to get on base any way he can with that possible tying run behind him in the on-deck circle. Set. Here's the 0-1. Here's a fastball that crowds him a bit, and it's 1-1.
That's not an easy pitch to do anything with, right? 96 miles an hour in on the hands. You almost have to be looking for that pitch to be able to do anything with that.
Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. And he chased up and out of the zone. A swing and a miss.
That's straight smoke at 99, guys. It's almost unfair.
One out and a runner on second base. Tried to shoot the corner and he missed it. 2-2. Here now the 2-2. On the ground to third. On to first, and the Rockies are now down to their final out of the game.
The batter, number 9.
So the lineup flips over and digging in, DJ LeMahieu. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. Here comes the first pitch. And that one just missed outside. Now the 1-0 is laid off for ball 2.
The last thing you want to do when you've got a 3-run lead in the 9th is give the other guys any sense of hope. It's a good time to challenge here on 2-0, especially since there's a good chance he's taking until he gets a strike.
Now a swing and a ground ball. This should do it. To his left, Estrada. Throw to first is going to be in time to take care of him, and the Marlins have taken the rubber match of this 3-game set as this ball game is over.
You might think it's just another win, but it's awfully hard to win in this game, especially on the road. But they find a way to get it done, and they should be very happy with this performance.
5-2 the final today. Miami used a nice 5th inning to take the lead, and they never gave it back. Dan Straley earned his 5th win of the year. Kyle Barklaw hammers down the save, his 14th. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way on over to theshownation.com.